Are you ready to get the Hydrafacial glow? Loved in 87 countries across the world. It's not a facial, it's a Hydrafacial. Now available across the UK. Visit hydrafacial.co.uk to find your nearest location.
We trawl up and down the same supermarket aisles, and we buy the same food, and we eat the same food, and we watch the same things on television, and everything does shrink. If you plunge into icy water for 60 seconds, you come out feeling like you feel like a god. You feel like you've pushed the ceiling of your life up.
Girls, can you help me?
Yes.
It depends. What do you want?
Can you
on
please?
my leg, they're great big bites, and they are really, really painful. I woke up in the morning and I found them 5 ordinary sort of bite things on my leg. And as it's gone on during the day a little bit, it's just got bigger and bigger, and it really, really hurts. It's very, very hot. And I've put loads of stuff on it, you know, compresses and everything else, and it's getting kind of getting worse. And I was told to put some toothpaste on them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Spots, Emma.
Can I tell you
Sherry?
something?
That's if I have a spot, which I very rarely do. I put toothpaste on.
But this is a bite.
Can I say something? A few
Yeah.
weeks ago, I was out and about, and I was at a friend's barbecue, and I got bitten, and I thought it was a mosquito or something like that. The next day, I had these 3 big bites, similar to what you're describing, which I'm going to explain to you is, and within that day, my ankles suddenly began to swell like fluid. I went straight to, as I instinctively felt something was wrong, went straight to my GP, and she drew a line around it, immediately put me on antibiotics and all sorts of other stuff, because it was she said, you know, I should have take an antihistamine straight away to take down any inflammation or anything like that. And if it does begin to swell, either you have to go to A&E or draw a line around it and see if it expands anymore, because I'm going to have it
Affected if it's getting.
Oh dear.
So how do you know if it's a spider bite? Is it a sort of distinctive sort of mark?
Yeah, they've got little marks in them. They've sort of swollen up. I mean, it has got bigger since last night, but it's not as angry.
Pharmacist would be just as good.
Yeah. I'll go round there.
Yeah, I would. They're brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. Oh,
I'll go round there.
Immediately.
Are you sunbathing?
No. Why?
You look. No, Dee looks like she's got a bikini on.
Oh no! This is a dress. It's a lovely dress actually that I got. Well, I think last year actually. But no, it's a long dress. I love the long dresses now, don't you? I think they're rather gorgeous. I think they look rather, you know, special actually, because it's been years since they've been in, isn't it? No.
So Dee, who's coming on the show today?
Well, we've got a fantastic guest today. She's a really brilliant, inspirational lady. She's done everything, and she's going to tell you, from acting, dancing, cleaning, fax operating. But actually, she's coming on really to talk about her life, her inspirations, and her new book. And it's the wonderful Cary J Hansson. Come in, Cary.
Hello.
Hey,
welcome, Cary. How to see you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Thank you.
Oh, Cary, I'm just fascinated and intrigued about you, because you've had such an extraordinary journey, and you describe yourself, you know, from your past life, if you like, as an actor, a dancer, a cleaner, a fax operator. I mean, tell us what's the most extraordinary or unusual job you've ever done?
Gosh, well, I think nowadays, just for the younger generation, people would even wonder what a fax machine operator was.
Yeah, they would.
There was a time back in the 80s when it was, believe it or not, it was a full-time job. I mean, I used to stand in front, used to stand next to the fax machine. I had a pile that big that had to be sent by fax, including the script of a sports show, the whole script faxed across.
Wow.
Like 30 or 40 pages long. If the fax machine broke or or there was something going on. I mean, I would get irate phone calls from America about 2 o'clock when they woke up, as if the script hadn't gone across. So in terms of unusual, people listening to this of a younger generation are just going to be going, what?
What?
Well, you know, but I mean, I've done everything. I worked in a kebab shop. I had to, I'm a vegetarian, so that was difficult. I sold double glazing. Yes, I really, really have knocked on doors selling double glazing.
Fantastic.
And I've worked in a pub, I've worked as a waitress, I've worked as a receptionist. I used to sell on QVC. I was on the shopping channel there as a guest presenter.
Wow.
And I think my record is 500 steam irons in 15 minutes.
That's very impressive. And all those jobs does confirm that you are an actor.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
So is there any one job that stood out in your memory about what you did?
Some of them have stood out for all the wrong reasons. I was also a fitness instructor on a cruise ship.
What?
When I was and I was in my late 20s then. I mean, I turned to aerobics, and I trained as a dancer. So all those months when I was out of work, you needed something to pay the rent. So I trained as an aerobics instructor, and I ended up going on cruise ships and teaching it. But you know, my heart and mind wasn't really in it. I'd be out until 3 o'clock in the morning in Cozumel in Mexico partying, and I'd get to bed about 4 and have to get up 2 hours later to teach the morning aerobics class. And I do remember once I had to go and throw up before class.
I'm sure that you're not a lone voyager. That's all I can say. And I want to talk to you about, you trained as a dancer, you've done panto, as you said, you've been an actress and a fitness instructor on board ship. But nowadays, I understand also that you plunge into the sea and stand on your head.
I do plunge into the sea, and I do it every single day. And I speaking to the lovely Hass before, when we were getting the camera right. And if we had been able to have the camera the other way, you might have just been able to see a glimpse of the Baltic Sea behind me, because we moved here in January. I had been cold water swimming before that anyway, but living so very, very close, I'm in it every day. Yes, I break ice to pop in.
What?
Dear Lord, that's extraordinary. And then you stand on your head. I mean, what are you taking? I need to know.
I don't stand on my head immediately afterwards, but I do a 10-minute yoga routine, which has got a bit of standing on the head involved. So I do that. But let me cold water swimming is, I can promise each and every one of you that if you ever tried it, you would be instantly addicted. I wrote about this, and it's absolutely extraordinary, and I'm sort of an evangelist about it. I have to tell you about it, and I have to tell you why it's so extraordinary. As we age, middle age and older, our lives shrink. We trawl up and down the same supermarket aisles, and we buy the same food, and we eat the same food, and we watch the same things on television, and everything does shrink. We make friends. When you're 5 on the playground, you can make 30 friends in 5 minutes, but as you get older, the norm is that your lives get smaller. Now, I'm telling you, if you plunge into icy water for 60 seconds, you come out feeling like a god. You feel like you've pushed the ceiling of your life up like that. You just feel like you can do anything, go anywhere, be anyone. And there's very few things in life that give you that instant lift like that. It's absolutely extraordinary.
Wow.
And I do it every day, and I thoroughly, thoroughly recommend it.
Because we can do cold showers and cold baths, they say, to do that, don't they?
Yeah, and I did start off doing that. And I mean, you do get that huge buzz from a cold shower as well. So there's no excuses. You could all start today if you really wanted to.
Can you see how our faces have set? How that's probably not going to happen.
You thought we'd all frozen, didn't you? But Elskling, my darling Elskling.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey. Whereabouts are you
Debbie?
in Sweden?
Debbie, what does that mean?
Darling.
Elskling means darling.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I call my little grandson Elsk, it's because I'm grandma, so I'm Glammy, and his other grandma is Forma. Forfar.
Far more. You have far more. Far, which is father's mother and brother, and more and more far, which is mother's mother.
Yes. So she's far more, but I'm not more. I'm grandma. I'm Glammy. But where are you in Sweden?
Stockholm.
Ah, so my
Yeah.
daughter has a flat there, but they have a house in Borsta.
Right. We just that's the thing about Sweden. That's the astonishing thing that I found out as well. And it is changing. It's like everywhere. It's changing. There's far more people now. But you go back 20 years, and everybody had a summer house, which was only 20 minutes away from where their main apartment was or their main house, and everybody had a boat. The standard of living was extraordinary. It is changing. Things are becoming very, very expensive, but it's not unusual at all for people to have a flat or apartment and then a summer residence elsewhere, because this country is extraordinary in the summer.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, you'll know about this. I always say it's Europe's best kept secret. It's because everybody goes south, people don't come north. And the thing that I didn't realize when I came to live here was, with the sun staying so high in the summer, the evenings do feel, when we get the warm weather, the evenings feel like Spain. You're out at 9 o'clock at night, and the sun is still so high that it's really warm. It's not like a UK summer night at all.
No.
So
and the Swedes are so different, aren't they?
Yes. I'm married to one.
You're married to one, and I have a son-in-law who and they have their house in Borsta, and they've got a boat. They've had that, but they go there in July and they come back in September, and it's paradise. I mean, it really is. It's the best place in the world. I couldn't believe it when I went there. Honestly, it's just, having been all over, like we all have.
No, well, I haven't. Sorry, did you ask me if I'd been all over Sweden?
Have you been to Borsta or Katvik or around there?
I haven't. No, I haven't travelled. To be honest, I haven't travelled much in Sweden, because just right over there is the Swedish archipelago, which has 32,000 islands.
Wow!
When we take a sailboat out, we can be in 3 hours. We can be in an island where nobody else is. The silence is extraordinary. The water is like glass, and you wake up and you've got nothing on because you're in Sweden. So nudity is fabulous. So you just jump into the water, and it is paradise. It's paradise, and people don't know how wonderful this country is. It's tough in the winter. It's super, super tough. The months of darkness and the coldness go on and on and on. And we get to April, when my youngest is born, and you've still got snow on the ground.
Wow.
So that's tough. But yeah, these summer months, they are absolutely wonderful. And you're right, everybody does take the whole of July off. Swedes don't work in July. They think nuts if you're at work.
It's just beautiful. I think the thing that surprised me about Sweden the most, about Borsta, is the fact that it's so quiet, and yet it's not boring. It's just beautiful.
Well, I consider myself very lucky, because I can go down in the morning and have this swim, and on my Instagram post I often put videos of the water in the morning when it's so beautiful and peaceful. And I come home and I have a warm shower, because I've done my cold water swimming, and then I can get in the car and I'm in Stockholm, in the city, in 20 minutes. And it's difficult to think of many other places in the world where you get that juxtaposition of nature and city. So yeah, it's a unique place, and I'm very happy.
Me too. Well, me too. I'm happy just being able to go there whenever I can.
Now you've discovered it, of course. But let's keep it a secret, Debbie.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about being an author.
Okay, lovely. Thank you. Yes.
5 books. And another one out now. So tell us about There It Is.
A Midlife Holiday. Yay.
Tell us about your writing. How did you become an author? 5 books. What is the one now, and what is the next one you're just about to write?
The one that's out now is A Midlife Holiday. I'm not going to give you too much away when I say that Midlife, it's a trilogy. There's 3 of these. I've written the second one. It's just gone off to the editor now, for the final editor, for proofreading, and that will be out in November. And I'm not going to give too much away when I say it's a midlife baby. And then the third one is called The Midlife Road Trip. Sherry, that one is set in Vegas. I haven't started writing that one, but I have just persuaded my husband that we need to go there.
Of course.
On an essential research trip this autumn, because he's turning 60. So
of course you do.
The best thing of all is that he thinks it's his idea now. He thinks it's all about his birthday.
Men are so stupid, aren't they?
How
did you become an author? What was it?
Oh,
Did you were going to do that? Was that there already?
I was 40, and I had this creative writing itch that had been bugging me for years and years, really. I had been on a 6-week course to do screenwriting. I'd always dabbled in poetry. And at 40, I did an open university course because I'd left school at 16 to go and work in kebab shops and try and be an actress and all of that, you know. So I had no qualifications, academic qualifications. So I went to the Open University, and the teacher there said to me, "You could write a book." I was like, "Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm here for. I've got something up here and I need to use it." That led me to a BA in creative writing and literature, which I graduated with a first. And then I did something really, really smart. I got pregnant at 43 with my 3rd child and moved to Sweden, which wasn't very good for my career at all, because I just thought you sat in a room and wrote books. But anyway, the years went past, and I'm glad I wasn't published back then, because the first books I was writing I needed to learn my craft. And I've had 10 years of doing that with the wonderful support of my husband. He's amazing. And now I have a catalogue of 6 books. And this Midlife Holiday will be the first one published, and they are all based around women basically my age, about midlife, 50s, and female friendships. I keep coming back to this subject. I can't get away from it. I'm not sure why, but my female friends in my life have been everything. They are so important to me, and I find female friendship really interesting. It's such a sustaining force. So all of my books tend to be around that. One reviewer, and I thought this was really quite clever, one reviewer said this is chick lit, grown up and middle-aged, redefining what it is to be in our prime. So I thought that was quite a nice line, because chick lit can be used as a derogatory term. I don't think it's, I talk about women and women's issues, and for too long and too often, literature has been about the knight in shining armor, the man going off, the adventure, the explorer, when actually, Sherry, I think the real heroism is at home, just keeping on going every day.
Absolutely. And we would all agree with that.
Yeah.
It's in the details.
That's what we've all done, kept homes going. You know, I've always been...
Is it an audio book yet?
It will be an audio book in a couple more weeks. That's just finishing. Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what it's. I mean, to give you a tiny snippet, Helen, the main character, her husband is off climbing Mount Everest, and she misses his victory call because she's in Asda buying milk. She's always in Asda buying milk. She spent great swathes of her life buying milk, as we all do. And so the next day at her 50th birthday lunch, she just falls apart, and she says, you know, he's got his certificate for climbing the world's highest mountain. Where's my certificate for keeping everybody's knickers clean for 25 years? And that's what we want to focus on. But it's also very important, and I say this in my author bio, that there's no flying cars, there's no Grease ending, you know, the ending of Grease where they all in a car, because there was no other way to end that movie. There's nothing like that. There's no knights in shining armor. All of my characters, men and women, find a way of saving themselves, because we have to. No one else is going to come and do it for us.
Oh, that's very profound, darling.
So you've got the next one already gone?
The next one will be out in November.
Yeah.
And
the third one?
Final one, well, I haven't started writing that yet, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, so that will probably be out in 2023 after I've been to Vegas on this all-important research trip.
You mean birthday surprise?
Stroke, you know.
But you sound as though you know exactly what that book is going to be.
I do. I'm not going to. I do. Yes, I do. And yeah, I'm really.
Are they the same characters?
Yes. It's 3 characters: Helen, Caro, and Kay. They're 50, and they've been friends since they were 18. I've got friends like that. I'm sure we all have. And it's really about friendships, and because friendships get tested.
Yes.
Partners, we have illnesses, our friends make decisions or choices that we sometimes don't like. And it's easy when you're 18. Everybody, it's easy to agree on everything when you're 18, but life generally gets in the way. And so it's very much about that as well, because these women do disagree. and they do have arguments, and I think that's very real. I've had massive ding dongs with my friends, but we're still sort of
being in Sweden. Do you miss your friendship and your life in England? Do you miss those things being in Sweden?
Yes, Harry, I do very much. It is a real dilemma for me, and I think it's insolvable now. I've been here for 10 years. I think it's insolvable for every immigrant who changes country. After a certain time, you're not at home anywhere. You've got a foot in both countries. But my good long-standing friends are still in the UK, and I really do miss that. I mean, I'm over it enough, and we have, now that nobody's locked down anymore, we all meet up and everything, but it's not quite the same as being able to do such an impromptu meetup. And I do miss them very much.
Are your kids, are they Swedish citizens
as
well?
Yeah, we all are now.
Are they British as well?
They are I came over when I have twins of 20, and they were 8 when I came over.
Yeah.
So they became British citizens after they'd lived here for several years, as I did. And my youngest son, my menopause baby, my sort of like last chance saloon baby who came along as an accident, his father's Swedish and I'm British, so he gets citizenship by default because I'm British.
I just loved, Cary, I loved it that when you said actually that your son, not your son, the son in the book, drank loads of milk, always was drinking the milk out of your fridge. So you were always running out of milk. And I thought that was very real. I can relate to that with my grandsons.
Constantly. And that my husband it just happened this morning. My husband will open the door and go, "We're out of milk again." And I'm just like, I can't keep a constant tally in my head of milk.
You just need a cow.
Just going to say, get a cow, darling, be sorted.
So all in all, it's quite realistic that she might miss that Everest call, because she had to pop into the supermarket to get milk.
Well, when I'm in Stockholm, I shall give you a call.
Oh, that would be absolutely marvelous. It's a beautiful, beautiful summer city.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
it is so pretty there. I'm just gobsmacked by anything, and everything in Sweden just takes my breath away, really.
Well, it would be utterly marvelous to see you. So do that. Yes.
Oh well, thank you for joining us. You've been brilliant.
A joy.
No, thank you for having me. It's been really, really enjoyable, and I was nervous, but it's very relaxing talking to you.
Very relaxing.
Oh, of course.
We're asleep most of the time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again soon, please.
Thank you.
With your next book.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I'd absolutely love to. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to have a cold shower now.
I'm not.
Ooh.
I'd love to say I could, but it just, no.
Oh, I think I'm going to try. I've heard a lot. There's a program. Have any of you seen it?
Yeah.
With the guy. What's it called?
I can't remember, but it's all that.
Have you seen it, Sherry? It's all about extreme cold.
Yeah. Yes. Apparently it's very good for your circulation. I'm more interested in the skinny dipping, actually.
Of course you would be.
You always have been, Dee. That's not news.
Because a friend of mine used to say to me, "Darling, let's go skinny dipping." And I was really frightened to do skinny dipping, but we did once. But it is great
fun. But I'd love to be able to do it all the time.
I think I'd be kept afloat quite well if I was.
There's been a thing on this morning that they're saying that in this hot weather, have a hot shower in the morning.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, your body will cool down, not a cold shower.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Because then you sweat more, and then the sweat cools you down.
Yeah.
And they say do that before you go to bed as well, so you sleep better.
There you
What, a
go.
hot shower?
Hot shower.
Hot shower. It makes you sweat, and then that immediately makes you cooler
Yeah.
because your body and your blood does it to cool you down.
Oh,
So
I'm
it's
confused.
really
I'm
clever.
just going to have a cold shower anyway.
All right.
I'm
Well,
gonna
report back, please.
I will.
cold and then a hot.
The idea of it quite excites me, just to
I-
feel
Can I
invigorated.
just say, can I say my top, which you can see glistening here, is a top that a friend got me from a charity shop. Just saying.
Oh,
Wow. There you go.
See you on Tuesday.
Yes. Absolutely.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
See you soon. Bye.